Ladies and gentlemen, our upline, Mr. Patrick Zuniga.
You like her jacket? Yeah. Who wants to have a jacket like this? Yay! But not today. Now, if you notice on the right sleeve of Sheryl, it says what? What does it say? G4. Sa likod di makita, but you're right. No, it does stand for G4, and it means something. It means that you are part of the core group of GCell, which is right now being held by only 25. But that's a nationwide network. So being part of the core group, it's not just about the jacket. It's not about just being able to speak on stage. It's not just even about, being able to meet with us regularly, but it's really about making a contribution to this network in such a way that you are generous about your time, you are generous about your knowledge and wisdom, because ultimately this is one solid group. Right now, we are a group. But eventually, I'd like to say that this is a family. Okay, that we care for one another. That your back, I'm watching. My back, you're watching as well. Maganda yung sinabi ni Sheryl, you are reinforcing. Kasi many times, in my previous networking company, Fern Philippines, you heard? Palakpakan natin Sheryl, by the way. My previous company called Fern Philippines, right? I'm sure you've heard. We have a group, they wear the same shirt, but they're teaching the different. Pagtalikod ng upline, huwag natin gawin, may sarili tayo.
Yes.
What does that tell your downlines? It confuses them, it creates insecurity. Now if you don't like this system, no problem. We will live without you. Now again, do I have trespass with you?
Yes.
Don't be emotional, I'm not driving you away. Please don't leave the room. Okay, please stay, right? And again, I will say this with love and care. If you do not appreciate and understand, if you don't understand the system, obviously you will not appreciate it. And that's why we are taking the time, okay, the effort, both on our end and your end. Because it's not easy to sit down. I mean, all of us are, sabi nga ni Jeff, fast-moving. We're all fast-moving, we're all on the go. And yet, we found the time, after a very short preparation or short invitation, right? We found ourselves sitting down, not talking, although we're all speakers. Because when you speak, you cannot listen. When you speak, right, and you're not able to listen, you cannot learn and be able to teach. See, that's the crucial part, right? So, what I'm saying is this. Let's support this system, because not only do I believe in it, a lot of people have started to really believe in it. The quality of the people in this room, I believe, can build us a global network. What do you think?
Yes!
You know, it sounds very, it sounds like such a vast goal, right? Global, which by the way is another meaning of G. You're right, global, because that's the ultimate, vision, which is not just to have a nationwide network, but rather a network that spans globally, right? And cell, obviously, there you go. Cell, that's the basic unit of life. That is the smallest thing in this planet, right? One cell. But attached to the G is G for global, right? I've always said that nothing great has ever started suddenly. Nothing big or grand ever started in a snap of a finger. Everything is built over time and effort and sweat and a little bit of tears, but happy tears. Because every now and then I tear. Okay, especially when I see people that go up on stage and they've achieved something and you saw how they started. Last night I was talking to someone, sabi ko, I remember one person told me gusto niya magka-kotse, and I saw the very beginning of how that transpired. Mula sa bibig niya, na sinabi niya, ito yung gusto ko mangyari. Right? To the time that they're already driving their car. She was already driving her car. I saw that. Nothing gives me more fulfillment than to see people achieve their dreams. Right? No amount of income, although the income is great, right? But there's no amount of income that can compare to making a difference in someone's life in such a way where they said, you know what, thank you. That's it. I remember one time this is my ultimate income. One of so many. There's this group, no? There's this group, and within this group there is this leader, right? Joined many other companies before, earned, it goes down. Earn, it goes down. Sometimes that happens, right? So join our group, and after a few short years, this couple went to my house and they gave me a picture, my old house. Gave me a picture, and in that picture was mag-asawa, 3 anak, magkatabi, tapos 2 kotse, tsaka bahay. Right? Tapos nakalagay dun sa note, these are just some of the lives that you were able to touch this year. Merry Christmas. I don't know about you, if you can connect with that already. But time will come, you will. And that only becomes the time that you say you really made a difference, not just for yourself. Okay? Now, I just want to talk about a little bit about dreams. Is that okay before I continue? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. We all dream of big income, correct?
Yes.
We all dream of having a big, vast network. Right? You know what? It doesn't take thousands and thousands of downloads. All you need is just a few who are Group A on the left, Group A on the right, and you start the chain. You start the effect of it. Last night I was talking to a group, no? Sabi ko, parang ripple effect eh. Water. Diba? When it's very, very still, you drop a rock. Or you throw a rock. What happens to the water when the rock hits the water? Ripple effect. And the effect can be felt from long distances. Look at the tsunami that happened. Okay? Just a small shake in the ground. But the effect was devastating. Okay? And I feel that that's something that we are actually starting today. Your presence here today is meaningful. Your presence today is actually, well, sa context ng Fern, hindi Philippine history. Okay? In the context of iFern, in the context of GCell, in the context especially of the industry of network marketing, we are really making history. Because I nor you cannot stop time. Time will go. Even without us. But God willing, we're here. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Right? And when that time comes, how many number of years, pass by. Like I said, God willing, nandito pa tayo. Right? The question is this. Not if we will be there, but the question should be, when we get there, how would we be like? What kind of life would we have? You see, when I started in Fern 6 years ago, very different. Okay? I started in Fern just like you. Well, obviously, I'm here today. I am here simply because of what I believe so many people have taught me. Okay? The mentors that I've had. And all I needed to do was be patient. I want to share with you the reason why I got mentored so effectively is because I allowed myself to be mentored. There was a point that I felt like a kid. Parang bata ako. Kahit saan pumunta yung upline ko, nandun ako. Holding my check. Nagpaprint ako back then, there's no sophisticated IT system. It's physical. I bring my checks, I bring my genealogy. And then I go like a student, like a kid, to my upline, and I show my upline. Not upline, business partner. If you notice, nahawa ko sa inyo, nahawa ko up eh. Up, yung ginagamit ko na ups, yung ups, If you notice, Cheryl calls me business partner. In fact, let's start a little bit of change, even just the way we address our partners. right? Because for me, back then, I felt very insulted when I was, I was called a downline. This is my downline, okay? This is my upline, downline. I mean, yes, it is an industry term that's acceptable, but I'd rather call, Janet, for example, my senior business partner, because she's senior. My business partner na lang.
Ikaw yung senior, ako yung business.
Sobrang ano. My business, so whenever you address somebody in your network, whether, an upline, let's give them due respect. Okay, even though they're younger than you. Right? Because I think, do you think age matters?
No.
No. Sabi nila, natin no. Okay? Actually, ganito yan. I've always seen it. That's a different subject to get into. Okay. Let's talk about business partners. When you have a partner, right, that's even younger than you, is this something that is acceptable to call that person senior business partner? What do you think? Sound better than, this is my upline. Eh yung kausap ko, hindi naman walang alam sa network, may upline. This is my senior business partner. I'd like you to meet Ms. Cheryl Edman. How does that sound?
Great.
Okay. Si Jim, ang tawag niya kay Cheryl, partner. Partner, Cheryl. The senior business partner. And all your other business partners, that's exactly how you address them. As business partners. So I'd like to address you as business partners today. Okay? I will go back to how I was mentored. I remember at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, walang tulog yun. I would be in the door or by the gate of my office until he decides to open the door. That's how hungry I was for mentorship. Because I know that if only I would just do what he would ask me to do, I will get to where he promised me to get to. Because he's been there. And I try to do this. Not try, but I do this. I'm particular with the people I listen to. And I want to share this with you. Very important. You be careful with who you listen to. I believe in smart people. They're all over the place. But just because somebody is smart doesn't mean that they can get you to where you are and where you want to go. They may be smart in school. They may be smart in a different field. But if they are not able to show you that they have actually done it, well, filter the lessons. I'm not saying don't learn. I'm not saying don't listen. Just filter it. Okay? Now, one thing about the GSL, by the way, do you think this system will work?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Because I'm just so excited if everyone here and all the people that you can consider core will do this simultaneously. Man, I'm telling you, the duplication will be so fast. It's going to be unbelievable. The growth. Okay. Now, one thing, this module, what does it say? Nagsulat kayo kanina. What's module number 2? What does it say there? G Core 3. We actually wanted to name it after the core group. Because it will start there. Like I said, if you understand and if you appreciate the system, and by the way, the more you understand it, the more you will appreciate it. Yun ang maganda. And it's being conducted by people who made it. Very few teams could say this, and I'm proud of it. I'm not saying I want to brag about it, but I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm surrounded with people who are successful.
Yeah.
Okay. These 4 members, they don't talk. They do before they talk. And that's why you're able to listen to them today. I told the core group, you want to be part of the core, you become successful first. You don't join this team to be successful. You join this team because you are successful, and the reason why you're here is because you're going to help other people become successful. I avoid that at all costs, to have people here. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot speak, okay, when you haven't earned anything yet. No problem. Okay? But the thing is, I want people who know what they're talking about, speak in front of our group, our team. Okay? So, having said that, I believe that this system, no, pag na-implement natin ng maayos, are you guys going to support this?
Yes.
What do you think? How many of you are going to support this system? Okay? Ultimately, this is you. This is yours. This next module is entitled G-Core 3, right? And like I said, it's so simple. Okay? It's very, I'll even just use the flip chart. I'll use this chart because it can actually fit in one page. It's that simple. Because let this be a piece of paper. Let this marker be your pen. Okay? When you're going to be teaching this system, you know, a whiteboard or a piece of paper will be your best friend. A pen and a marker. Okay? Me, for the longest time, this is my best friend right here. And a whiteboard or a flip chart. But let this piece of paper represent just a simple paper that you can do anywhere in the world. But let's start here in the Philippines, because that's iFern's vision, to be the upline of the world. Okay, how many of you want to be a global upline? Well, that's exactly what you will be. Again, provided you just follow the system. Okay, so G-Core 3, what is this all about? By the way, this is only for Group A. If you are not in Group A yet, I suggest you know where the door is. I will not teach this if you are not Group A. Anybody want to excuse themselves? If you felt that after understanding what Group A is, what Group B is, huwag na yung Group C, malayo na yun. Okay? If you think that you are Group B, this is not for you. No point. There's no point. You don't need this. You don't need to hear this. Okay? Because you can go to the basic. Okay? Just attend our events. Just attend your uplines, your senior business partners, IFBPs. But if you are Group A, this G-Core 3 will be the most important training, okay, you will ever have in your networking career. Now, how many of you see networking as a career? A serious career? Seryoso?
Yes.
Ako, I'm proud to say I have been unemployed for 14 years. Okay? Happily doing network marketing. Okay? I'm not saying that being unemployed is something that you can brag about. But as a network leader who's been able to say that networking works, I'm proud. I'm glad I'm not employed. Because if I was, one, the impact of my life will just be very minimal. But the impact of a network leader, I'll tell you, it will span oceans. Okay, by the way, I'll just take off my jacket. How many of you want a jacket? Seriously? Okay. Because, you want one? When? Remember, there's the RI, thank you. Di ba may tinatawag na RI yung iFern?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't consulted yet the G-Core, right? But if you register, okay? If you register within 2012, okay? 2012, okay? How many of you registered in 2012? Aha, syempre, no? Ano yun, 2013, okay? Only for 2012, G-Cell subscriber members. You know what subscriber member is? If you don't, ask your senior business partner. What subscription? I won't talk about that now. Talk to your senior business partner. So, one, you need to be a registered member when? 2012. Two, you have to be a subscriber. Okay? You need to be a subscriber of the website. Okay? Now, if you become that, you qualify. Itong dalawa. When you become a field manager, you know what a field manager is? Ilang cycles yun? 300. Una, sa 100 pa lang, meron ka ng RI. Tama? If you understand the marketing plan, if you're a Group A person that belongs to this training, you understand that with RI 100, meron ka na. Maliit lang. Pero patikim yun ng rewards and incentive. Now, if you become a field manager, in other words, your first rank what? Your first rank? Advancement. Right? You will get a limited edition G-Cell jacket.
Oh.
That you cannot buy. Okay? I know, kaya mo magpagawa, di ba? Pag nagpapagawa kayo ng jacket, that's not the point. This is something you earn. You know, kasi I know some people, they buy trophies. Ano ba ito? Akin. There's no fulfillment eh. You're just kidding yourself. Right? But what if, okay, you're able to receive something simply because, number one, you deserve it. Number two, it's something that you believe that can be a stepping stone into a whole different kind of world. Because starting your advancement in rank means you're on the way. Not when you register, but when you do your first rank advancement. Today, I'm a senior field vice president. Okay?
Yeah, baby. We'll get there.
How many of you want to be presidential director?
Yeah!
If you're gonna do this business, there's no other goal, I'm telling you, than to become a presidential director, because there are no failures once you hit that PD level. Okay? Because you will now enter a world that you have never experienced before, a world that you've never seen before. You know, when you get from 25,000, what's next? To 50,000? Right? To 75,000? Bonus! Bonus! Okay? To ultimately, I'll go straight to the point. My goal is to earn $1 million one time. One time, not cumulative, because that's gonna be easy. I'm not saying easy as in chicken. I'm saying with the network that I see, that we have, and the potential of this business, I believe being a PD is actually going to be... How many of you are confident you will be a presidential director one day?
Yes.
Why not?
Tasang-tasang. Pag-isipin mo muna. Ha?
Decided now.
Wala ka pang ang downline eh. Let since inyo may may network na. May personal na network, hindi yung na-spilloveran lang kayo. Okay, so dito may mga nakasali na.
Ayos lang,
Okay,
sir.
good.
Ayos lang.
Then ako, I accept that you want to be a PD. Because now that you know. Okay? Because signing up someone is easy. Duplication, that's the challenge. Exponential growth, that's the goal. Okay? You know, income that I know in networking is so possible with iFriends. Okay? So, having said that, ako, easy. PD, madali. All of you, make that a goal. But it starts with field manager. And as a field manager, courtesy of the G-Corps members, especially Cheryl's commissions. Okay? Pakinggan niyo mabuti ha. Pakinggan niyo mabuti ha. If you become a field manager, are you with me?
Yes.
Come on, nod your head if you are.
Yes.
Good. Sige. If you become a field manager, 300 minimum on your pay leg. Okay, you can have 1,000 here. No problem. If you have 300 minimum cycles, okay, you will get a jacket. And you will get a jacket very similar. It just won't say the G-Corps yet. Okay?
Parang or.
Going there. Okay? So is that a deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so did we get everyone's names registered? Did you also have your email address? Yes?
Yeah.
Because we will update you constantly. Okay? And ako, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to give you your jacket. Ha? Ikaw, Triple XLers, papagawa na natin. Okay? How many of you want to wear a jacket proudly? Okay, let's do that. Okay? So, let's begin. G-Corps, what is this about? You see, tama yung sinabi ni Cheryl, we're very particular on who we invited. I had lunch with Majar. The same lunch you had, I had with Majar. And Majar sabi ko, Majar, how's the training so far? Sir, okay na okay, bitin lang na. Oh, what do you mean bitin? Sir, I only invited 3 because that's the limit. See, because that's really the limit. Of every G-Core member. You cannot invite 5. You cannot invite 10. You cannot ask the 3 to invite their 3, etc. No. Only 3. Otherwise, we will not be particular. Meaning, let's be careful on who we choose to, lay the foundation of what is to come, the best system for me. Sure, I like to use that word because I really look for the best. And I'd really like to be the best in this team. Even though we believe that we are the best, I believe the best can get better and better and better. Right? So, this G-Core 3, I like to do in a very controlled setting. I don't like to do it in a very big setting. You know why? Because when you learn this and you don't do it, it will be... I take it as a personal insult. That somebody invited you, somebody trusted you to be here. And then you learn this and you don't do it and apply it. There's something wrong. But, hey, human nature. Not everybody will do it. I know we'll not get 100%. I don't even know if we will get 50% to do this consistently. Okay? You may do it in the beginning. Pero magsasawa ka din. But I'll tell you, you cannot stop this until you retire in network marketing. Which for me, I have no deadline. I cannot imagine retiring in something that I don't even see that this is work. This is something that I believe is a calling. I cannot retire from a calling. Okay, so what's G-Core 3? G-Core 3 are the core activities that you need to do. Everything else, put that aside for now. Sabi mo muna, lahat ng mga natutunan mo, be really an empty cup. Unlearn. So that you can learn. Okay? Now, this particular module, you need to do. I'm not saying, gagawin mo lang. But what I'm doing, you need to do. But before that, you do first, before you teach. Do, then teach. Not teach and then do. I don't want you to go out. Sir, I heard, Din, narinig ko, pumunta ka ng training ng GSEL. Oo nga ganito tinuro. Not yet. You tell them, one day I will teach you. Be particular. One day I will teach you. Let me do it first. You understand? Yes. It's going to be very difficult for you to share something with passion until you actually experience it yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions regarding that? Pero naintindihan natin lahat yun.
Yes.
So, bago tayo
You do it first.
bago tayo magturo,
You do it first.
sobrang daming teacher sa labas, I'll tell you. Sobrang dami. They all teach. Even people that haven't done anything, they teach. Teka, minsan down there, wala ka pa, nagtuturo ka ngayon. I was in Davao, grabe. There's this guy, talagang mas marami siyang sinabi sa akin. And that guy actually, he fizzled away. Kaya pala gusto niya maging trainer. Like, well, that's good. You can talk to me, but don't teach something that you haven't done. Yeah, again, I mean no offense to anyone. Okay? I mean no offense. But I'm saying this in a way where, put it into context. I'm not against any other training. I'm just wanting to have you train something or teach something na nagawa mo na. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, sige. You see, I have been literally all over the place. Right? Sabi ko, I've been blessed to have traveled and I have worked with literally the best networkers. At least, mga nakita ko, naabot ako, nakamay ako, nakausap ko. And we realized, okay, we all realized at a certain point in time that there are core activities that you need to do in order for you to succeed. And there are many you need to do. But if there are 3 that you need to focus in on, ito lang yun. Wala nang iba. Again, very simple. Tanong, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Gawin niyo lang to Huwag niyo muna ituro. Kasi walang dating pagtuturo mo lang. Dapat ginawa, may resulta. Okay? Kasi sasabihin, ha? Yan lang yun? Ginawa mo na? Hindi pa nga. Intindihan nyo?
Yes.
Okay. Okay? Some of you have heard this before. Again, don't sit there telling me, I've heard this. That's not the question here. The question is, are you doing it? Because if you're doing it, you should be field manager already. You should have a big network. You should have a team around you already. So obviously, this is not something you have done religiously. Okay? Now, number one, okay, is something that's actually part of the G-Start. By the way, are you sure you're ready?
Yes.
Hindi yan talaga. Kasi this will change your financial life. This will make you really rich. This will make you really successful in network marketing. Kaya wala nang iba. Okay? So, you sure you're ready for number one?
Yes.
Natagal nyo lang nag-network eh. Okay? Number one. Advanced ba? Advanced learning. You must, okay, and I mean must, everyone, you, your downlines, your partners, everyone, sorry, okay, everyone, as in every single one, you cannot start your business, your networking business, without at least 150 names, okay, and it must be what? It must be a list. Okay, I'm sure all of us have cell phones, laptops that have names, contacts of your friends. And you have more than 150 names. And you're, I don't need to do this. I'm not asking you how many names you have on your phone. I'm asking you to list, write down. Because there's a psychological effect. You know, when you write down. Today, we're too techy. Okay, I believe that's, you know, that's too much reliant on technology. Iba pa rin yung ano eh. Sulat. Okay, this is something you need to write. And that's why, did you get your extra pen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, will you use that extra pen?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have your notepad?
Yes.
There, you start there. In the absence right now of our new, revised G-Start for iFirm, use that first. We already provided with you a pad to begin with and 2 pens. Okay. Now, this list, okay, this list has to be categorized. Okay. With hot, warm, and then cold. By the way, how many of you know 150 people? Okay. How many of you, think about it, how many of you don't know? Wala, kulang. Meron na siyang 149. Okay? Because if that's all you have, I will tell you, I will help you. Because you cannot start with 149. Lalo na 110, or 80, or 75. If you do not know 150 names as an adult, I tell you, you have bigger problems than financial freedom. You need a personality development seminar. Okay? Because you need to have at least, Jen, have you done this? 100. How many of you have done this already? Are you sure?
Yes.
200? Meron akong sa business. Ikaw, Joe, nagawa mo na ito. Pagkatapos ko nag-attend,
Yes, sir.
ginawa mo kaagad?
No.
Okay, ikaw meron ka na. Nag-attend ka naman ito? Hindi ba? How many of you attended the G-Core 3 already? And who among you did your 150 names? Okay? Now, again, every item, 1, 2, 3, is like a piece of a puzzle. That if one is missing, the puzzle is not. Financial freedom cannot be achieved. Success in network marketing will not happen to you. You skip this part, then don't go to 2. Don't bother going to 3. Again, monkey see, and the people na lang. People see, okay. People see, people do. What they see in you is what they will do. Okay? Kung kayo hindi kayo makitaan ng ganito, I'll tell you. Now, kanina sabi ni Dean, pwede palang magpa-sign up eh. Pwede palang magpa-sign up ng hindi marketing plan. Posible ba yun?
Yes.
See, a lot of times, I've seen a lot of modules that start with names, contact list, etc., etc. That's good. No list, no business, yeah, that's good. But they usually have either warm or, this is a new term, hot. What is hot? Warm, you know. Warm are the people that, sa church nyo, sa katrabaho mo, kapitbahay mo, people that you know. Warm, people that know you in return. Cold, syempre, sino yung mga cold? No, kilala. Now, I want to pay attention with hot. Okay? My mom always told me, there are people out there that whatever you say, they will do because they trust you. Tanong, how many of you have people that trust you? That without question, that if you tell them something, that's exactly what they will do. Okay? Because for me, that's the fatal mistake. I'm telling you, the biggest mistake of a networker is to do a presentation for their hot list. Okay? Sino yung hot list mo? Me, my hot list, my best friend. My approach to my best friend, very different. I said, bro, ganito yan. I have a new business, okay? And this business, if you don't join, I'll beat you up. You know? You approach somebody who is your best friend. How many of you have a best friend? Okay? Will your best friend listen to you? Man, honestly, will they listen to you?
Yes.
Do they trust you?
Yes.
Do you think they trust you enough that when you tell them, you know what, bro, can you help me? I have a new business. Tingnan mo to. Okay, gawin natin to together. I cannot accept no for an answer. Ano ba yan? Huwag mo nang basta paying 23,625. That's it. Okay, why am I telling you to do that? Because most of the time, I'll use alam natin to get the $25, diba? How many do you need? This is you. You need how many? 7. Ako, I prefer you build this way. What is this? Whether this is starter, standard, print, doesn't matter. Whatever. Your first, your second, your third. It's called spillover. Eventually, it will become a power leg. There's no power leg when there is no spillover. You understand? Cannot be achieved. No power leg. But do you need a power leg? Yes. Preferably, your fourth, you do here. Your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, your seventh. This is D, E, F, G. Again, spillover. Siyempre, may mga makakasingit din dyan. Okay? But in context, that's how I'd like for you to think of building. Okay? How many of you believe in the spillover? Masarap ba ma-spillover yan?
Yes.
Kung naramdaman mo yun, galing sa senior business partner mo, you do the same. You do the same for your partners. Okay? Now, for me, 7 gets you $25. Minimum. Okay? I mean, maximum pala for a cycle. Tanong, how long does this take? How long will you take? How long will an average networker who wants to earn, okay, how long will it take for them to do 7? How long? Just give me an idea. Gano'ng katagal? Ikaw, Jenna, gano'ng katagal? 1 week? Okay? Ikaw, Joey, sa tingin mo. 1 week? Yan, average yun, tama. Do you agree? 1 week?
2 days.
2 days? Ikaw, sa tingin mo. Average, ha? Kasi ang ganda na how many of you have 7? How many of you don't have 7 yet? Personal, direct. Di ba parang mag-25 ka, dapat yan ikaw mismo?
Yes.
Madali ba mag-7? Look at your network. Does everybody have 7? Yes or no?
Yes.
Does everyone have 7? Is it easy to get 7? So think about your answer. Okay? Think about your answer. Simple, not easy. Okay? So, ang sagot so far, it takes 1 week to do 7. Tama? Did it take you 7 days to do 7? Ilan? 2 weeks. 2 weeks siya. Eh, parang hindi ka pa average siya. What company did you used to belong to? Usana. Nag-Usana ka pa. Right? And it took you 2 weeks. No. So, it took you 2 weeks to get your 7. Tama?
Yes. That's the average 2 weeks.
The average is 2 weeks. Your grade 2 weeks? What do you think? What do you think? What's the average?
3 months.
3 months.
Average.
Average. Thank you for the honesty. Ikaw din, sa team mo. 2 months? Mataas ang loob. 1 month. You agree? 1 month? What is acceptable for this group? How about 1 month?
7.
1 month to do
7.
7. Tama ba? I'll tell you what. If you have this mindset, I'll tell you, you will not earn fast. In 1998, when it was tougher to network, I did 17 personally sponsored. Now, did I know that was fast? No. Did I even know what I was doing? No. Hindi ko alam kung maganda yun eh. Today, you have a downline. Imagine this, anyone here, you have somebody that's in your network and said, "Sir, do you know that in 1 day, I did 20 signups or even 10 signups? Is that good or very good?
Very good.
What will you say? Grabe, ang bilis mo, ang galing mo. You know what I would say? That's normal. What's your limit right now? See, if I tell somebody that it is acceptable to do 7 in 30 days, do you know when they will get started? They will start on the 29th day. First 10 days, nothing. Nothing. Second 10 days, nothing. That's too fast. That's too good. Anyway, somebody told me it takes 1 month to do 7. Kailan siya mag-umpisa? The 29th day. Human nature. Especially Pinoy. Last minute. What mindset are you wanting to have what do you want that person to have? Again, the first 48 hours, crucial. What you say matters the most. And that will forever be, cemented in their minds. It's, isang buwan pala eh. Okay? Dapat, relax muna. Do you know how long 1 month is? Ang tagal niya, no? Sobrang tagal. I remember, signed up, July 21. Awarded that check, August 7. And I'm supposed to accept 30 days to do 7? Teka muna. There's something not right about that picture. What's acceptable to you? Again, I'm not going to force you. Okay? But you think about it. Is it possible? That's a question. Is it possible to do 7 to get $25 for every cycle within 48 hours? What do you think? Possible?
Yes.
Just think about that for a second. If it is possible, then that's exactly what you tell the person who you just signed up. A, B, C, to G. I'm telling you, must come from the hot list. So many people go to their hot list. The hot list can be the brother. Can you imagine going to your brother? Brother, kuya, okay, I am now a serious networker. Can I have 45 minutes of your time? This is you. This is your net. The last thing you want is to sound like a professional networker to your brother, to your best friend, to your mom. I signed up my mom. I signed up my dad. In my first company, okay, I signed up my neighbor. I was signing people up. Did I know what I was doing? No. I mean, ako being in business, okay, traditional business. What if you opened up let's say a restaurant? Kaya nagtayo ka ng restaurant. Would you not ask your friends to eat in your restaurant? Ano, nakakatayo lang namin. May mga partners ako. Okay, pag may gathering naman kayo sa office, doon nyo naman gawin. Tulungan mo ako, support. You know what that means? The very basic of selling. You do emotional selling first. Not here. Don't use this first. You don't need to memorize the products. You don't need to know that Sir Tom was an award-winning, PLDT, SME, Ernst & Young. You don't need to know that. They don't even want to know that. What they just want to see is to support a friend. I remember sharing this in Cagayan de Oro, right here. As a result, hot list, they were signing people up. I mean, every single day, especially one person. One of my not favorite, but I really appreciate her. Her name is Annie Abeo. You know me, di ba?
Yes.
Sa Cagayan de Oro. Sabi niya, sir, ever since you taught me about the hot list, I never presented. I only focus on the hot list now. I'm just now starting to go with what? Can you imagine yung pinsa mo, abutan mo siya ng flyer? O yung kapatid mo, abutan mo siya ng flyer? Or read the brochure? You're not supposed to do that. You tell them, support, tulungan mo ako, I'm just starting. I don't even know how to explain it, but I need your support. You understand? Tanong, do you believe in what we're doing?
Yes.
Do you believe that people will get to earn when they understand it?
Yes.
Because if you don't, this will not work. See, the crucial thing about the 150 names is not your penmanship. It's not how you categorize. It is how you approach the hot list. Because one thing I've seen in networking, the longer it takes for someone to achieve any amount of earning, the harder they are to get to become an A or to be even somebody that you can talk to consistently. In Tacloban, Sir Rafi, naalala niyo, sabi sa atin, kumari niya, nag-premium. Pero after 1 month, wala. Do you think, how difficult is it to revive that person with the very same enthusiasm nung nag-sign up sila? Kasi isang buwan na hindi pa sila kumikita eh. Tanong, if you did this to your network, and they earned from A all the way to G, tanong, will they be happy? Will they be encouraged to do it? So tanong, what is acceptable to you? Me, in my mind, what's acceptable to me, 48 hours can be done. I remember going to Japan. Okay? And I didn't work there, by the way. Okay. I went there as a tourist. Okay. I remember going to Japan and seeing the pictures of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay. There was a year in Japan, their GDP is 0. Okay, kasi they were bombed to rubble. Okay? And you know what they did? They picked themselves up. Okay? And they built from scratch. Okay? And they hit certain goals. You know what they said? The first year after the war, in the 1950s to the 1960s, their goal is to be the #1 iron producer in the world. This is a country that doesn't have iron. Naalala niyo yung mga tawag ng papel de hapon?
Yes.
Actually, hindi ko naabutan yan. Isa man naka... Okay talaga. Si Sir Rafi na. Hirap na abutan yung mga papel. Bakit sila tinawag na papel de hapon?
Bakit gusto ka ganito ng gawa niya? Just put it out. Japanese paper.
Because marupok. Basta gawa na nga po marupok. China ngayon yan. Sorry ah. Ako actually balita lang sa akin. Okay? I'm sharing this with you because you know what it says on the bottom of the picture that I saw? Life is what you make of it. You can be devastated. Okay? You can be downplayed. Right? You can be a victim or whatever. But still, remember this. Life is what you make of it. So, ako, sa Tagalog, simple lang. Okay? Kung gusto, may paraan. Kung ayaw, sa kaputak na. I can feel, you know, Ricky, I'm sure, understands what I'm talking about. Si Coach can understand. Kasi you have to connect it. And the way I'm connected with some of you now, I can feel resistance. That 7 in 48 hours cannot be doable. I cannot accept that, sir. Okay, no problem. Then accept your notion of 1 month. Then you know already what will happen to your network. Because duplication, okay, not because it was taught to me, I saw it. Ito yung nakita ko eh. When you do something good, your downlines will, your partners will duplicate it 50%. Only. So can you imagine, if your accepted understanding is 30 days, guess what? Your partners will say 45 days, minimum, to 60 days. So what will happen to you? Your income will be slow. And if you're supposed to be a group A is not somebody waiting for income. The income should be coming in every single day. Okay? Every day you check. You check your dashboard. May pumapasok. Hindi yung pumapasok, you know, $2.50. $5. Matching bonus, di ba? Hindi pa sa'yo, no? Alright? Tanong. What would be an acceptable 48-hour rule to do your first 7? What do you think? How many of you think you're Group A? Think so? Group A? What do you think? 2 days, kaya? 48 hours, kaya? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Can somebody sign up someone within the first day?
Yes.
How about the second day?
Yes.
You tell me. Before I continue, kasi we are launching this. Yes.
Share experience, Sir Pat. Yung
What's acceptable?
business partner ko,
Hmm.
si Ting, kilala ni Brother Joey. She's been in networking for some time, but she just keeps joining. And well, she came into iFern, and then we helped her. No? What she did was she gathered us 7 people. She invited 7 people to her home. Doon, pakain siya. Tapos 7 in short, of the 7, 6 signed up. That was a 45-minute presentation. So 6 signed up that day. So natuwa siya, sobrang natuwa siya. Sa kanya sobrang happy siya. She's a professional broker. Broker siya. So share ko lang kung paano niya nagawa. She just invited people in her home, at least. Tapos isang presentation na. So they carried off each other.
Ano? Is that possible for anyone else?
Yes.
Again, if you're a Group A, you have to determine what's acceptable to you. Kasi what's acceptable to you should be able, you know, your partners below you should be able to accept themselves. Okay, for me, my acceptable is what? How about you? I'll ask you. Jimmy, ikaw. First 7. Kasi for me, the goal is to have them get 7.
First, 2 days.
Is 7 too hard? Is 7 too hard? What's the first cycle increase? How many?
3.
0 to 2.
I can feel some resistance eh. O para ano natin, pag-aanin natin. How's that? How long will it take for you to get 3? So syempre, hindi $25 siya. Magkano yan?
$22.
Okay, ito na lang. Masyado malaki yung 7 eh. Ito na lang. How about to kickstart your power leg? How long will it take for you to do 3?
24 hours.
24 hours? Okay, hindi ikaw mo. 24 hours? Eh siya, malayo galing ka ng 2 months Anyone? Ricky, ikaw, tingin mo.
48 hours.
You think that's acceptable? 48 hours? By the way, you can talk, ha? Relax, ha? Okay, pati ikaw, tingin mo. Kaya? Okay. Because I'm telling you, once we launch this is something that I will speak about wherever I go. And if I say 3 within 48 hours, and then you come in and you say 3 within 1 month, teka muna, are we consistent? No. Because the key to the G-Core 3, or to our system, is consistency. Not just commitment. It's consistency, yung tuloy-tuloy. Walang hinto. Pare-pareho yung sinasabi. You understand? Tanong. Ako, I agree. Okay? I agree. Pero yung 3 na yun, ano yan? Starter lahat. Yan, I mean, you have to determine the package.
Based on experience, done that for isang presentation, ito sila, kapag nag-sign up agad, dalawang standard sa preview.
Dalawang...
Isang single sa CP.
Okay. So minimum 3 standard man lang, 48 hours, kaya? You wanna test it? You wanna test it? Huh? You wanna test it?
Yes.
Do it tomorrow. Have you signed everyone up already? Nasa listahan nyo?
Yes. Everyone, not yet.
Obviously no. No! Obviously no. Tanong, do you think you can sign up 3 within 48 hours?
Yes.
Because we're talking about a new person. And 90% of this room are not new in networking. Only 10% are new.
Exactly.
Walang jacket to. Sige na tayo sa pang-ballpen. Okay? Ano? Can you do 3 within 48 hours? Personally sponsored, eh? Because if this is something you can do, then I cannot wait until I see you fly and teach this. Some of you are worried. I can feel it. Some of you are scared. Don't be. Because that's not the kind of attitude of a group A person. A lot of people have asked me, what has been my greatest weapon in networking? I think everything boils down to attitude. Everything. As in it doesn't matter what's going on around me. Okay? What's important is what's happening inside. It can be chaotic outside. Okay? But if you can be controlled, still, aggressive still, okay, very gung-ho about what you're doing, doesn't matter what problems you have. Sir, masyado, wala kaming katulong ngayon, hindi ko kayang gawin yan. Okay, kailangan ko magbantay ng magulang. Again, pag gusto mo, well, may paraan. Pag ayaw mo, sa katutak na din. But never a good reason why you could not do it. Okay? Tanong, is this something that can be acceptable to this group? Of would be group A, 3 minimum. Okay? 48-hour rule. Kaya ba? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? What do you think? Yeah, bro. What do you think?
Possible.
Possible? Okay? I'll ask this row first, ha? How many of you think, honestly, ha? Be honest. How many of you, not hypothetical, hindi ito, na kung sino man to, hindi. Ito, ikaw to. Okay? Within 48 hours, starting tomorrow, okay? Starting tomorrow up until Thursday evening, we have an IFBP tonight and Thursday. Tanong ko doon, tanong ko sa inyo dito lang sa row na to. How many of you think you could do 3 within 48 hours? Dito lang. Dito lang sa row. Come on. Now, I hope your senior business partner is looking at you. Nasabihin mo na lang kay Sam. Okay? May mga partners ba kayo dito? Okay, dito yung mabuti ha. Sino sa inyo yung kayang 3 within 48 hours? Nasa kamay, dito lang. Yung mga taas ng ganito, baba ka dyan. Hindi. Walang mangyayari doon. Hindi na, Jeff. Kaya mo? Sama. Ikaw. Kasama. Sama mo 48 hours. Ayun nga eh. Tonight, up until Thursday evening. Possible?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to this. I just want to check. I just want to see. Kasi we have to make sure that this works for us. It's worked for me, but I want to know if it will work for you.
Thursday.
Okay, tanong. How many of you think, and be honest, don't raise your hand if you're not sure. If you're not sure, don't raise your hand. When no, obviously, you put your hands down. But if you can confidently say, yes, okay, Thursday night, I can do it, then raise your hand. How many of you think in this row, you can do 3 within 48 hours? That's how many?
4. Fair. Wow.
I really want your partners to look at you. Ha? Sige, dito naman. Okay, how many of you think you can do 3 within 48 hours? Thank you for the honesty. No, thank you for the honesty. I'm not gonna force you. Okay, everyone now. Okay, how many of you think you can do 3 minimum within 48 hours? Challenge hand? What's life without challenges?
2 days.
Kaya? Kaya, Pep? Majar?
Nagawa na namin. So, we can reach them.
Again, okay, that's number 1. So number 1 has, not just something to do with the 150 names, which everyone should have. See, there's one thing, sige, nagawa mo na yung 150. Tanong, sino yung mga na-approach mo? Gumawa ka lang pala ng listahan eh. That's easy. Some people find that hard. But the action step there is talk to someone. Approach your hot list. And then you're warm. And in that order. And then cold. Eh, iba, inuuna pa yung cold eh. Why? You can get your 3 when you're 3 na lang, binawasan na natin. In my mind, 7 is very possible, 48 hours. Sige, granted. Let's do 3. I agree. On average, but this can be done in 48 hours. And if you can do it, then you're ready to teach this. Because the number 2 happens to be a more challenging part. This is 10%. Increase every month. % increase from this. Okay? Now, I have spoken to many people about this system. They are telling me that the hard part, they realize now, is number 2. It's crucial to always increase your list. 150 names. Okay? You have people signing up. So, nababawasan yan. Tama? Wala na sila sa listahan mo. Kasi prospect list mo to eh. Pag hindi na sila prospect at nag-membro na sila or sinabi na flat out, no. Find someone else. Okay, fine. Then you should do this. Because a lot of times I find people, after doing 150 names, they talk to all 150 and then they say, wala sumali. Tapos na ako. That's it. No more networking for me. Which is very rare. But if it happens to you, well, I'll tell you what. One way to avoid that is to make sure 10%. If every month. Now, why is this challenging? Because now you are required to do this. Have you heard of this term? Have you heard of this term? What's this? You know what network really means? Network is not about attending IFBPs. Network is not about, meeting with your downlines, with your partners. Network is growing your contact base. Meron ka ng ilan na taong kilala mo. More than 150, less than 150, I don't know. But the point of number 2 is for you to really go out there and do what we are supposed to do as networkers. A networker what? Networks. A networker, can you say it with me? A networker what?
Networks.
What are you supposed to do?
Networks.
And there are 2 crucial activities, okay, for you to achieve 10% very easily. Initial ko na lang, hindi na magkasya. 1 is you ask for referrals. R stands for referrals. And I want to have a picture in your mind. Whenever I speak to someone, anyone, Kahit sino. Okay? I think of them, alam mo, tapos na kayo. Whether they say yes, whether they say no, maybe they said, next time, whatever. Before they close the door, lalagay mo yung paa mo. Di ba pag may pinto, ihaharang mo yung paa mo. What happens to the door? Can they close the door?
No.
What happens? May mga iwan ka sa buti. Kanina paa yun. Paa mo yun. And you know what that will remind you? That should remind you that you were supposed to ask for by the way, sir, buti na lang, hindi pa ako maalis. Can I get some names? Can I get some contact numbers? And of course, there's a process to this. You tell them, call that person first, or SMS that person, or email that person. Tatawagan ko siya. Okay, pakilala niyo ko. Give a good endorsement. Referrals, crucial. Not too many people ask for referrals. I'm not even going to ask you how many times you have missed asking for referrals. Sayang. Because, you know, 1 or 2 names na mismo, na dapat nakuha mo dun sa tao, could have been one power leg. Could have gotten you another Cheryl Edman. Could have gotten you another, you know, Coach Pat Esmundo. Okay? Or another Janet Torres. One person you miss. Okay? R stands for referrals. Never, ever forget to ask for referrals. That's one way to always increase your list. Second, you know what letter P stands for? Prospecting. Okay, prospecting means you go out there. You go out there, you look for people. Okay? I remember I went to Davao and I shared this in Davao. Okay, my flight was around 7:50. 8. Okay? And then I got to the airport, PAL, right? Nakalagay sa boarding ko, medyo maaga ako na eh. Nakalagay 7:30 or something like that. Right? So I was there, S1, gate S1, so I sat down, and naka-idlip ako. Pag-gising ko, hindi na 7:30, ano itong oras? 7:50 na. Okay, so when I woke up, you know, somebody was beside me, okay, this lady, sabi ko, Ma'am, Davao? Sabi niya, hindi, Tacloban. Tacloban. Sabi niya, why don't you ask the ano? Sabi ko, yeah, thank you very much. It's a good thing you said that. So, I went, I asked. Sabi ko, anong oras yung sa Davao? Sir, delayed po. 8:30 siya. Don't worry. So, what did I do? I went back. I spoke to that lady. Sabi ko, Ma'am, ay, tinatawag na ito, di ba? Sabi ko, Ma'am, salamat. Okay, do you know that that's the kind of kindness we look for in our business? Ganyan po yung kumikita ng malaki. What did I do? Did I give her my card? No. I got her contact number. I told her, even though I had a card, I did not. See, I judge people. I don't judge people. I gauge. I gauge a networker by not how many cards they give away. I gauge a networker with how many cards they get. Eh, sabi mo, kasi naka-100 business, tumayo ka lang dyan sa showbody para magkabot ka 100 business card, dali-dali. Right? Kahit umubos ka ng card flyer, I don't care. Ang tanong ko, nakakailang business cards kang nakukuha. You know what? Ako, I go to Red Ribbon. You know Red Ribbon? Di ba may boulder? Kuha lang ako nakuha ng card dun eh. Hindi, huwag yung gagawin. Why not? Ha? Yes, if you started with 150, but si Per started with 200, 20 yun. Eh may nag-isa, 500, 50 yun. Panindigan mo yun. So 10%, you're right. Out of 50, out of 150, that's 15. Okay, actually, bilugyan, mamaya, makikita natin kung bakit siya 10% of the 150. Minimum by the way, I'll write it down here. Minimum. Okay, we can start with 200, no problem. Okay, but that's minimum. Did you understand about prospecting?
Yes.
How many bank accounts do you have? Okay, several. In how many banks? 1. Don't do that. Avoid it. If you can afford it, get 5 banks. 5 5 banks give you 5 business cards you can get. Kahit mag-minimum ka na. You know, the bank is one of the best places to network for networkers. Kung saan ka nagpapagupit, no, just go to one and you go there for the last 15 years. Kilala mo na lahat ng tao din. Go to different salons. Go to different places. Do one day specifically to do prospecting. Call it Prospect Tuesday. Go prospecting on a Saturday. You know? But whatever it is, okay, you increase your list. Okay, so 1, what is letter R? Referrals. Number 2, prospecting. That's how you increase. And one thing, before I go to number 3, very simple. When you do prospecting, there is the right way to prospect. Okay, in fact, you do prospecting. How often should you do prospecting? Gano'ng kadalas? Once a week? What else?
Every day.
Ayun sana ka ba talaga, bro?
Tinatapos yung bilis eh.
Hindi kasi you know why? Kasi I believe a networker, a serious group, a networker, does prospecting 7 days a week. 24 hours a day. 360. I'm telling you. My sister in the States, one time I went there vacation, sabi niya, you know what? For 1 week, you're gonna stay with me. Can you please not network? Okay? Punta kami from LA, we went to Las Vegas. When we got to Las Vegas, syempre taxi kami. Hindi ko tigilan yung...
Yes.
I had to ask the taxi driver, so how long have you been a taxi driver? So how's the pay? You like it? No, of course I don't like it. You know, and this girl told about life. Prospect?
Yes.
So I got the number, I gave it to Tito Bomboy. And we signed up 7. At least he signed up 7. But I gave him 1 business card from the, So you're doing prospecting all the time. In other words, your prospecting radar should always be on. You should always have a radar. Okay? Actually, for me, how do you do prospecting? Can you talk to somebody on... Actually, for me, it was very interesting. One training. Isa sa mga training namin. During the training itself, I told them, close your notebook, put your bags down, go to Shangri-La. That table. That table, go to Mega Mall. This table, go to Robinson's. Get as many business cards as you can. Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
Or you're too high for that? You know, I used to be a vice president. No offense, I used to be a vice president of a multinational company. I can't do that. I am an orthodontist. I'm a businessman. Yeah, but I don't care who you are. You haven't achieved your financial freedom yet, correct? All of that is just a silly title. You haven't done anything. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this room. Again, do I have trespass with you?
Yes.
Because one thing that will stop you from doing that is your pride and ego. That's it. Nothing more. So what? You know, in the Millionaire's book, I actually gave my Millionaire's book today to Jeanette. I have a saying on top of my picture. Okay? It says there, if you want something you've never had before, be willing to do something you've never done before. Ay, hindi ka nag-approach ng mga hindi mo kilala? Good. Do you want something you've never had before? Yes, do it. Because you need that. That's what a networker does. Because a stranger, for me, those are your prospects. Who's a stranger? Who? Is a stranger a friend?
No.
Yes. A stranger is a friend you've never met before. Pag na-meet mo ang friend mo na siya, di ba? That is stranger. I mean, how many times here? You know, me, on the plane, on the bus, okay? Falling in line, waiting for the airplane. Okay? CR, pwede rin. Ha? Elevator. I'll tell you, I have a friend that in Dubai. Ito matindi. He is our, kung may 001 siya yung 001 namin sa app, sa kumpanya namin sa ano, sa Dubai or sa UAE. Right? In the elevator, amazing. Lagi siya nakakurbata. Yung kurbata niya, marami yun, pero isa lang ang design. Alam mo ano design? Dollars. Dollars. So, nasa elevator kami, tanto lang kami, we're very quiet. Right? Usually kasi, di ba nakalagay sa elevator, don't talk. Di ba may ganun? And then wala. Wala ganun. Pero you know what? I remember that one time though. May hindi, sigurado ko hindi niya matiis eh. Sabi niya, I like your tie. Oh, you like it? You wanna earn this? I mean, simple. And I saw that 3, 4, 5 times, and different approaches. Sabi niya, I like your tie. Oh, good. Is it okay if I ask your business card? Because people that have, noticed my tie, they earn with my business. In dollars. So, yung iba, baliktad na baliktad yung pin. Tapos sasabihin, oh, your pin is upside down. Thank you. Oh, you know that kind of attitude, earns a lot of money in my business. I mean, there are just so many sorts of things that people can do to do prospecting. Because we alam ko lang akin eh. Anyway. Nice. No, seriously, for me, prospecting should be done professionally though. When you are doing prospecting, it doesn't mean you should do a presentation. I remember we were in Kuala Lumpur, okay, with the group Leaders Weekend. Ano ba Leaders Weekend ba?
Yes.
Leaders Weekend. Grabe, may nakikita ako doon, nag-5% nakatayo. No, don't do that. When you're doing prospecting, that's not the time for you to do presentations. You just collect cards and you just make friends. Over ka naman. Talaga your agent, good. This is my business. Okay, our product is like,
Yes.
you look so desperate. I'll give you an example of somebody else. Her name is Olga. Okay, you guys know Olga, diba? Si Olga, what's her last name?
Pelaez.
Oh, Olga Pelaez. She is from Iloilo but stays in Davao. Okay, ganito yan. She went here. Letty asked me, assist mo naman si Olga kasi may sakit ako. Letty is her senior business partner. So, in her absence, ako yun. So, sabi niya, sir, I have a big prospect. Okay, multi-millionaire, somebody that can invest so much. Sir, can I meet you at Gold Blue? 5 p.m. Friday. I said, fine. I'll meet. No problem. I got there, 5 o'clock. Wala. Nandun siya, pero wala pa yung tao. So I went to Mr. Ed Centurias' office. Usap kami. After 30 minutes, I came out. Mintay ko yung text. Wala. After 30 minutes, I went out. Wala pa daw. I went back in. At 6 p.m., I walked out. I stepped out. Still wala pa. And finally, she tells me, sir, ano daw, masyado matraffic. Friday. It's like, oh, no problem. Ganun talaga dito, Olga. Traffic dito pag Friday. It's understandable. No problem. But sir, available siya tomorrow. I'm not available tomorrow. So you know what she said? Sir, big time. You know what? Sabi niya, sir, is it okay si Sir Tom? Si Miss Letty wala. Wala na ako ibang makuha. Okay? Hindi naman pwede sila Sheryl, sila Arlie. Hindi. Sabado yun eh. We're out. So was I. So what she said was, sir, is it okay you ask Sir Tom? Kung nandito siya sa office, I got her an appointment. I said, call the secretary of Sir Tom, set an appointment. She did. That night, 1 p.m., the appointment, with the big prospect. Right? What happened? The following day, I found out, si Sir Tom came. He doesn't come on Saturdays, but he did. You know what? The big prospect didn't show up. Sunday, Right? Sunday, si Olga calls me. After me finding that out, I told her, ano nangyari kasi? Hinintay ka ni Sir Tom. Ganyan. Sir Tom asked me what happened. Ganyan. I didn't know what to say. Okay, ganito. Sir, my flight is Monday. Okay? My flight is Monday afternoon or evening. Sir, I'm willing to cancel my flight. Itong taong to nagtitipid siya. Titipid siya. Her resources very limited. So sabi niya, Sir, magka-cancel ako ng flight. Kasi sa Monday, pwede man natin siyang puntahan. Kami na pupunta sa office nung imbis na pupunta na, saan? Sa Intramuros pa. I'm from Quezon City. That's far for me. Okay? I have no problem. Right? But the thing is, Friday, cancel. Saturday, with our CEO and President, cancel. Say po, you know what? Don't bother to talk to her. I asked her, do you have trespass? Can I have trespass with you? Are you an MP ka? I established that. Sabi niya, yes sir. Kasi sobrang excited siya, natataranta na siya. Right? Big prospect. Ito sabi ko, you tell her, Sunday yun, you tell her, if she doesn't meet you on Sunday afternoon, you are no longer interested in speaking to her about the business. Because your flight is Monday, you expect her to pay up on Monday. What happened? 7 premiums. Okay. She talks to me, hindi ko alam yun eh. Hindi ko alam yun. Naalala mo yun, Letty? I don't know if you remember. 7 premiums. Nandun ka niya, di ba? Remember, kinuwento niya yun sa atin? Ako, nagulat ako. Sabi niya, Sir, you know what? Because you told me to just go ahead with my flight and apply my posture in prospective. Because I look so desperate already. Kasi yun na sinabi, mukha ka ng desperado. Mukha tayong desperado. Ayoko nun. I am not going there. Just go ahead with your flight. Come back to her the following trip. That person understood, got the message. Saw her on Sunday afternoon, right? And on Monday morning, paid. It's her first 7 premiums. All unexpected. Why? Because she applied posture. Because ako, my attitude is, again, don't be arrogant. Okay? They need you more than you need them. And then, so who needs who? Ako. That's my mindset. Okay? You know, sige na, magano ka kahit starter lang. Okay? Diba? Hindi siya ganun eh. It doesn't work that way. But you know, I know. I just know that I know some people get very desperate. But don't be. Maintain your posture. They need you. If they say no, just say, well, not today, but I'll get you. Okay? You will see what I see. You will understand what I understand. Because prospecting should be done professionally. Don't be there. The key there is posture. Don't remember the word desperate. Okay? Baka yun ang mag-itsura mo eh. Okay? Don't get me wrong ha. Some people are desperate to earn, but do not ever show it. You understand? Okay? Do you get this part?
Yes.
Okay? Lastly about prospecting, you have to learn the walk. You know the walk? You know the walk, the networkers walk? This is something I want to share with you because I want you to apply this posture. I want you to really think about this. Okay. Is it okay if I give you 1 million pesos? Are you sure? Sure. Just give Carl your bank account and your ATM and your PIN. Okay, we'll check your first. Okay, sir. Carl, anyway, make sure your PIN, important.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, no, I'm serious. Is it okay if we deposit 1 million pesos into your bank account?
Sure, sir. Sure.
May 1 million pa ba sa babo?
Wala, sir.
Wala. Wala talaga.
Wala pa.
Ang sagot doon, wala pa.
Wala pa.
Gusto mo ba magkaroon?
Gusto, sir.
Sige, ganito yan. I want you to think as if you already have that 1 million pesos. Okay? Solid, you can withdraw anytime. Okay? As in, take this seriously, okay? Because I want you next time to walk with the thought that you're a millionaire. Because you have 1 million solid. A lot of people don't have 1 million in the bank account. Do you know 85% of the Filipino is in debt? Wala silang ipon, may utang pa. Okay, so you're not part of that. You're part of the 15% who is not in debt, but you are in a positive financial situation. Okay, so may ipon ka. Okay, so go back to Carl and walk towards me. Sige.
Go back to Carl.
Yes, go back to Carl. Okay, I'm your prospect. Please approach me as if you have $1 million and you have a multi-million peso business, you know, you wanting to show me. Okay, go ahead.
Sir Patrick and PJ Pagano.
Okay. I'll tell you, okay, you have to learn that walk. Was there a difference with it walk?
Yes.
Hindi, sir.
Di ba? First time? Eh, palakpakan na si TJ. Usually, not all the time, but generally speaking, you get to see, you get to understand someone based on how they look. Not that looks matter, but let's face it, it does matter. It does matter. Because ultimately, whatever you're selling, and I'm not saying that you're a salesman. Kasi ako, lagi ko sinasabi yan eh. Wherever I go, okay? Wherever I go, I usually say this, no? The last thing I want you to remember is that I'm here to sell you something. I'm here to share with you something. I'm here to look for business partners. That's not posture. That's true. That's my mindset. Okay? Now, did you see the difference in PJ's walk?
Yes.
Is there a big difference?
Yes.
Can you imagine you walk like this? You know, one time I spoke to the downline of Carl. Kasi ganito yung lakad niya. Hindi ko nga kilala yun eh. So I go, come here, what's your name? Okay, why are you walking like that? Something wrong with your back? Hindi daw, ganun lang daw siya maglakad eh. I mean, do you want to earn his eye firm? Yes, sir. Then you have to walk like this. What, you know? Straight back. Every time I see him, how's your walk? Sir, better. And he does walk better. Did that make a difference in him? Yes, because the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you look at people, the way you shake. Kagabi, may pumunta sa bahay ko. 14 years old, also Atenean. Okay? And he shook. Sabi nung nanay, this is my son Alon, or Alonzo. Okay, this is my son Alon. I shook his hand. Yung kamay niya parang jello. Sabi ko, Alon, the last time I saw you, you were 8 years old. And your handshake was stronger then than it is now. What's wrong with you? Come on, shake my hand like a man. Sabi niya, let it. Sabi niya, then shake. Say, that's the way you shake your hand. Shake someone's hand. Kasi by the way you shake someone's hand, the way you give a business card, the way you look into their eyes, the way you speak with someone, tells them if they should believe you or continue to listen to you. Because usually that speaks about your confidence. And if there's one thing I'd like for everyone to have, ito yung sinasabi kanina ni Sammy, dapat buo-buo ang loob mo. Okay? Because for me, I'm actually not, give me a few minutes before we take a quick break. Yeah? Before I go to 3. I want to share with you something very private. Can I trust you with this info?
Yes.
You know, we have a member in this room is the son of the chairman of FERC. He's right here in this room. I will not tell you who, but he's in the first row. Okay? But just take a guess. I didn't tell you what the first row is. Okay? No offense, huh? Again, I want to be straightforward. Let me tell you the reason why we want GCell to thrive. You know how many networkers I know? You know how many networkers I know who have gone to companies, they became #1, only for that company to close. And they go to another one, top earner again, and then close. Move to another company, top earner, and then close. See, this is my 4th company. My first 3 companies, I did not do what they're doing. I saw others do it. I saw a few developed teams. Now, they're an enterprise. Grabe. May nakita nga ako sa YouTube kailan lang. Grabe yung event nila. The fireworks alone must have cost them easy 150 to 100,000 pesos. First 10 minutes pa lang ng event nila yun. And it's a 4-day event. And that's just a network, that's not even a networking company. That is just a team that we are wanting to emulate. Okay? You see, whenever that happens to someone, something is taken away from them. You know what that is? It's called confidence. To trust a company, to trust the industry. Kasi gagawin mo nga, magsasara naman. Gagawin mo, magsasara. Ako, for me, can I trust you with info?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How about the son of the chairman? Because how many of you want iFern to be your last company? Ako, kasama ako dyan. I want and I wish and my dream is to have iFern to be my last company. But let me tell you this. There are some big companies who are no longer in this planet. Nothing is permanent in this world. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, ganito yan. The reason why we want to have a solid team. O yun na nga. Are you sure?
Yes.
Because this will make a difference in your networking career. Hmm? Okay, ganito yan. Ha? I want iFern to be my last ship. No doubt. But we cannot say anything is permanent in this world, correct?
Yes.
Example, the team that I was with before was called the NDP. If you don't understand the NDP, no problem. Ask na lang someone. But I had no control. I was the leader of that team, but that's owned by a company. GCell is owned by individuals. Independent distributors just like you, just like me. And this is why we want this to be solid. Because whatever happens, you know, and I wanted to really show this to my team. When we went from Fern Philippines to Fern Incorporated, hindi ko ginalaw yung structure nila.
International.
Fern International, or iFern. From Fern Philippines to iFern, kung sino yung apply mo doon, siya din. Why? Because I want them to be secured. That for whatever reason, I will not get their downlights and put them on my weekend. No, I don't want to do that. We want you to network as if this is the last thing, the last company that you will do, but we are prepared for any eventuality. Because I can just imagine how powerful this team is. Once we achieve our true potential, can you imagine this network? My network in Fern Philippines is 250,000 strong. But it was weak because I had very few leaders. My leaders in Fern Philippines, well, they're a handful. But there are so many consumers. Group A people, very few. Group B, sangkatutak. Group C, majority. But the reason why we chose you is because we would want to see if you have the same vision. Number one, network marketing. I will not join any other business. This is it. This is it. If I don't make it here in iFern, I will make it in network marketing. You understand? I'm not saying we won't make it. I want us to make it. Everyone, presidential directors. But the reason behind why we want to have a solid group is because we don't want you to network like you're afraid. Again, I want you to hear this very carefully. Okay? Meaning, whatever it is that you do, you are going to be assured, okay, that whatever you're doing has a long-term effect for you. I believe in the power of teams. GCell is not your team. GCell is your support system. There are many teams under GCell. Build your own team. We will support that. But whatever happens, we are one group. Whatever happens to us in iFern, we're one group. We're solid. Okay, right now we have about 90% of the sales of iFern. And I think that this is our team. That's now. Actually, based on August 7 lang yun. Now it's a little bit bigger. If your network has a voice that owns 95% of the sales, do you think the company will listen to you?
Yes.
So for me, I have that confidence that wherever we want to take our team, that this company will support it because we happen to be their network. Okay? Now I want you to network as if you're no longer afraid that this company will close. Eto na yun. Network all out. Because for me, if you have a fallback, usually you fall back. Okay? That's something I learned. If you're going to network, don't hold back. Yung iba, natutuwa ako eh. Pag maglalabas na. By the way, if I show you the system that we have been implementing nationwide, okay, yung sinabi ni Cheryl, that comes literally not from my commission. That literally comes out of my pocket. Now, why am I saying that? Because I'm rich? No, I'm not. I just believe so much in this business that whatever peso you invest, that's going to be multiplied many, many times over. Right now, my 001 account, buong-buo yun. Hindi ko ginagalaw yung commission ko doon. I would rather get from my bank account, invest in the business than to touch my 001. Of course, for tax purposes. Okay? But more on top of that, I want that to be solid. I want when I withdraw that by January 1, which I will. January, I promise myself. Kasi medyo, gusto ko na rin siyang ilabas eh. Okay? Pero gusto ko siyang mabuo. Number 1, I want to get the 25,000 bonus of a presidential director. Okay, that's one. Hindi ko alam kung pwede kong pakita sa'yo. Okay lang, pakita ko sa yung dashboard nito.
Yes.
Ay, yung dashboard ko. Because right now, my dashboard, is it okay if I tell you or no?
Sure.
Kasi after next month, I promise myself, my first 3 months, I will tell people how much my dashboard is. 001 only. Okay? And don't later after that, you borrow money from me after this session. Just because you saw it. Okay? I'm not interested in, in the lending business. That's what I used to do traditionally. I'll help you, no problem. Okay? But right now, my dashboard is $77,000 on my 001 account alone. Wow. Okay? I haven't touched anything. The last time I showed it, it was 64,000. Something like that. Among 64,000. Right now, it's 77,000. Okay? You can compute all you want. I'm not withdrawing that. Next month, easy. Based on my own projection, basta yung PD, Why am I sharing that with you? Simple. Because that's something you can do also. My business, your business, the same. We're gonna work this system. Ito pa, wala pa na yung sistema nun eh. I hope you can just imagine if we do have this system running already. Lahat tayo, from day 1, lahat ng masasign up nyo, bukas, 1. Within 48 hours, you're 2 and 3. Everybody knows how to sign up. You follow up within 48 hours. Can you imagine you get every single person who is serious, whether A or B, into the system? Can you imagine how your network will be like? Do you have any idea? If you don't, I'm telling you now, it's going to be so big. Mark my words. You will remember my word. You will thank me. Okay, 6 months from now, I want to see your check. I want to see your dashboard. Pero dapat tumapang-tapang ka ng konti. Man lang. You cannot network dilly-dally. Okay, dilly-dally means, atras abante. If you're gonna network all out. For example, Patty. Okay, I admire people like that. She's doing this full time. She could have easily said, I'm better than Patrick. Besides, my name is Patty. Diba? I'm a corporate person. Bro, saan ka galing? Saan ka galing?
Davao.
Taga saan ka ba talaga?
Nueva Ecija.
Gano'ng katagal ka sa Davao?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Is that commitment? Yes. Some people think of networking as 3 days and 2 nights in an area. Wrong. You're not gonna build a network with 3 days and 2 nights. That's pathetic. Don't copy someone who has a big network already like me. and act like me. Because I used to stay in Davao, I used to stay there 2 to 3 weeks just like him. Have you done that? Have you done that? Again, if you want, I'm not telling you to that's why you build here first. Until that time comes, that's why what you're doing, I used to do also. Right now, I'm based here, obviously. I'm not telling you to do what I did. I'm just saying yung tatak, yung lakas ng loob. Kasi until you find that courage, and I want to use this word. You want a power line? This is the best power line I have for you today. Okay? The same courage you need to get you seriously involved with network marketing. Yung unang bulusok, o yung unang salba, o yung pag-umpisa. The same courage you need to begin is the same courage you need to succeed. There's no difference. So once you gain that courage to begin, you will keep using that for you to get to your success. Okay? Now, I'd like to wrap this up and take a quick break. 10%. Very important. This number 3 is, I'm going to put a square because this is the non-negotiable part. In any networking endeavor, there should be a non-negotiable, and this is it. Okay? 15 plans per month. 15 personal plans. 15 personal plans per month. Meaning, you should be actually doing the presentation yourself. Okay? Now, what if you only do 14 and it's the end of the month? Doesn't matter. You look for someone. Kahit sino, kahit hindi mo kilala. Sabi mo, sir, I have to finish my 15 plans based on my G-Core 3. If you don't, you just broke the rule. Don't do that. You do this. And how will this all work? Well, the key word here is this is your key to success. You want to make G-Core 3, work for you, you do it consistently. What's October, November, December, January, February, March, you do this. And then April, you relax. You lost all your momentum. You've lost all your momentum. Just 1 month. I was telling the group, or the one Monday session. One of the things that I've always noticed is that a lot of people get started very easily. But can they be consistent? Me. Ever since 1998, I've never switched off. I've always been switched. I'm not saying I work every day. All I'm saying is that I've always been switched on. By the way, some of you are pretty good in math. I just want to show you something. Okay, simple computation. This is you, right? This is your left, this is your right. Let's just say you have 100 here, 100 here. Okay, don't count the commission, that's not important. Okay, for you to get, let's say you have 5,000 downlines. Okay, or 500, but out of the 500 on each side, 100 are seriously engaged with G-Core 3. Okay, help me do the computation. Okay, everybody starts with 150 names, correct? 10% increase every month. And then number 3 is how many personal plans per month? 50. So everybody is doing, the G-Core 3. So what happens? That's 15 personal plans per month. That's 1,500 presentation, correct? Tama?
Yes.
I believe in the Pareto's law. The Pareto's law says 20% na lang. Huwag na 80%. 20% success rate. 20% of 1,500 presentations from the 100 is 300 on each side. Me, a group A, only focuses on premium. I remember one person, check, standard. Sabi ko, sir, standard. Seryoso ka ba? Yes. Magsisisi ka pag standard. Premium. So I'm talking about 300 premium. Okay? 300 premium times 100 at 450 BUV. How much is that? 300 times 450.
135,000.
135,000 DUV. Right? On the other side, the same. Now, divide by 150.
900.
Divided by 150.
900.
900
Okay, that's 900.
times 45.
900 cycles. Correct? Times 45. Magkano yan?
40,500.
Huh?
40,500. 900 times 45 is 90.
No, 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 no.
900 times 25.
$25 first. $25. 900 times $25.
40,500.
Dollars yan.
Yes, that's
Tama ba?
Tama.
Okay, thank you. So dollars, $40,500.
times 45.
That's every month. How much is that in pesos?
1,500,000.
Sabihin na natin yan. Every month. If you have 100, 100. Every month yan. Pero, here, I believe in being conservative. Let's make it every 6 months. Or let's make it every year. So, how much is that? 1 million divided by 12 months. That's about 85,000. Tama?
Yes.
Some people don't even earn 85,000 a month. And you're not going to be willing to do the G-Core 3? That's only at 100, 100. How many of you want to earn $1 million a month? Easy, ito yun. And that will happen. You just have to believe. I agree with Patty. And if she means it, you're on the way. Because not too many people are like you. Because they're saying, I have a better system. Go ahead, do it. Prove it to me. I have no problem. I'm just saying, this is what I believe in, and this is what I'll do. Preferably, you're with me. If not, no problem. Thank you very much. Be part of the team. You're part of the group. You want to work alone, no problem. But think about this. How many times have you trusted yourself in the past so many years of your life? And where has that brought you? Where has that brought you? I'm asking you, not easy, but to trust the system. If it doesn't work in 3 months, 6 months, stop. Give up, quit, no problem. But of course, we'll be here to encourage you. Continue. Because the only failure you will ever meet in network marketing is when you quit. That's it. That's the only time you will ever fail. If not, there's no failure in networking. Just continue. Move forward. Okay? So, going back, G-Core 3, balikan natin. 1 starts with 150 minutes. Hot list. 3, personally sponsored within how many hours? 48. Number 2, that 150 list or 200 or whatever, 10% increase every month. And you do it by referrals and prospecting. Tanong, the 15. You need to replenish your list. Your list should always be fresh. You should always have a good stock of supply of prospects on that list. Pag bumaba ka sa 100, danger zone. Don't do that. It should always be maintained at a good, healthy level of 150 minimum. And that's why you do this. And you do this, and try to find your 100 on the left, 100 on the right. Me, I always ask myself, do you know how much you're in? You know how much you're in? Because with me, I check my dashboard. You know, like a dashboard in a car. That tells me who I need to speak with. That tells me that on my right side, I have to go to Davao. I have to go to Cagayan de Oro. I don't care if the uplines there don't talk to their downline. I'm going there. Because for me, I want to develop my right. And that network to me, okay, is my weak leg. So I'm focused there. You know, sila Cheryl nandito eh. Nandito. Tama, nasa left. Right? You know, you're in the group before. Yung malaking group. That's my weak leg. How about you? Do you know how much your check will be next week? Who's on your left? Who's on your right? How are you gonna get your $1,000 next week? I'm sure some of you don't care. Some of you don't even check. And that's why whatever comes, you know, every day as a result of your effort, tatanggapin mo na lang. Why accept peanuts when you can determine how much you can earn? Me, I told myself, my first income, in this room, you know, these guys are my witness. If I earn 700,000 pesos, okay? If I earn 700,000, I'll be so disappointed, unbelievable. I will cry all year. And I asked, how much do you want to earn? Remember I asked you, Lil? I asked Francis, I asked these guys, some people, it's too small. They only want to earn 100. Cheryl only wanted to earn 100. I said, that's too small for you. But when she called me, she's the first one. Ano na, nakikita mo na sa dashboard magkano yung kita mo. Magkano yung income. I was in SM, she called me. And she said, you know how much mine is? Close to $1 million pesos. Okay? When she only wanted to earn 100,000. Alright?
Yes.
100,000. Oh, that's pathetic for a leader like you. Come on. It's the same thing that I'm telling all of you. You're earning that because that's what you're expecting. You only get in life what you expect. Ever since that, I started to expect more out of life. More out of me. More out of this business. More out of this industry. More than ever, you should expect more. Because I believe today you know more. Not only should you do more, only because you've been doing, I have no doubt. Masisipag tayo lahat. Pero expecting the results you want, that's something you have been lacking. Expect more. And don't settle. You have been settling for change. Don't get me wrong, I still hope I have trespassed with you.
Yes.
Please stop settling for change. Your life is worth more than that. Walk as if you already have $1 million pesos like TJ. Talk as if you already are making, hundreds of thousands every single week. And soon, that behavior will result in something that you have been expecting. What is that? It's up to you to decide.